Forbidden knowledge.
Every now and then, you got to reset this doggone audio device. I don't know why it resets like that, but I'm back. Anyway, welcome to the Forbidden Knowledge Podcast. It's Billy Carson, another great pop-up podcast. I'll edit out that little blank beginning when I get done with this YouTube account, this YouTube video. However, you are on the Billy Carson official YouTube account. So make sure that you guys click the like button, but also subscribe to this YouTube account. This is the Billy Carson official. Usually I'm on the Forbidden Knowledge Podcast Network. That account over there has 1.6 million. This or something like that. This account has, I don't know, close to 700,000. So we're working this Billy Carson official to get it to 1 million leaders, because I don't call y'all subscribers or followers. I call you all leaders. Okay, you're all leaders. So thank you for joining me tonight. If you got the text message, fantastic. If you didn't get a text message that lets you know that I'm online, I'm going to drop the number, okay, right now in the live chat. It's 888-609-3975, 888-609-3975, and just text me, okay? I'm going to drop the number right here in the live chat right now for you real quick, because we know that these notifications, all of them, we know they don't go out. Probably 1/4 of the people would get a notification that a video has been released or that I'm live. And so what we've done is we created our own text messaging service so that we can actually contact you and say, here's the link. We're live. All right. So I will drop the number in here again, 888-609-3975. I put the wrong number in there. It's 3975. Let me just change the last 4 numbers here. I put 3875, typing too fast. 3975. 888-609-3975. That's the number. All right. So text me on that number. I'll add you to my text message list. So when I go live, you'll know that I'm live. And I'll drop it in there a couple more times, because the first time I had an 8 instead of a 9. 888-609-3975. All right. And that way you'll get a notification when I go live. So make sure you guys text me. Also, sometimes we do giveaways. And so we'll just do a random giveaway, but you got to be in the database. All right. I think the last giveaway that we did was an Apple TV. All right. So again, 888-609-3975. So you guys make sure you share the video. Make sure you click the like button. It's going to be a great talk tonight. We're going to talk about ancient sites that resemble computer motherboards and circuit boards. All right. So it's going to be a great talk tonight. I've also got a great list of topics to talk about that I gathered from my Instagram channel on Forbidden Knowledge. So I went on Forbidden Knowledge and I created a channel. So you can go to my main page on Forbidden Knowledge Instagram account with the number 4, Forbidden Knowledge Instagram account, and you can join my channel. Okay, it's a free channel, doesn't cost any money. So you go to the Forbidden Knowledge homepage on Instagram. All right, and then you go to the channel, and once you open it up, these people in here who join the channel for free, I get to engage and communicate with you directly, and you get every single notification. That's Instagram, Forbidden Knowledge, and then on the main page, you'll see a channel up there. Make sure you guys join that channel. It's free, okay? And I was looking for some topics to talk on to see what you all wanted to hear me speak on. And I created a prompt in there, and we got some great responses and some great answers, some great requests, I should say, in reference to what to speak on. So if you guys go in there and join the channel, one person wants me to talk about the Akashic Records, reincarnation, and astral bonds, how to connect with your higher self, quantum healing, how to claim our natural sovereignty back. A lot of great topics in here that I'm going to be tackling based on what I saw from the prompt that I put into the channel. Lots and lots of responses, as you can see. Some great ones too, really good ones. Extending our current lifespan, the Emerald Tablets, Lu Zhao's Tao Te Ching. I love talking about the Tao. I haven't talked about it in a while, so I'm going to tackle the Tao. The pineal gland, Antarctica, Tartarian Empire, the Great Awakening. Oh, man, just a lot of great ones in here. So again, Bigfoot, pyramids, stargates, Nazca lines, Machu Picchu, Yeshua, divine liberation, all of that in here. So again, go to Instagram when you get a chance, no rush. Go to Forbidden Knowledge and then join the channel, okay? And it's very interactive, very engaging. And I usually post one post a day in there, inspirational, motivational, or something I think that people need to take a look at. And of course, I do prompts and questions in there as well. And now I've got a lot of great topics that I know that you want to hear. So I'll be tackling those great topics as well. Okay. All right. We're heading into the 700 range here, 729 in the live. Okay. We want to get this to 1,000. I like to get it to 1,000 before we start. Usually I started around 1,000 at least. We would have been at 1,000 by now if we were on the other YouTube account. But guess what? YouTube suspended that account for 1 week. They didn't like what I was talking about. So you see, when you start poking the bear, they get a little angry. And so now we're over here on this Billy Carson official account. We're going to build this one to 1 million as well. And I'll be going back and forth. I mean, Forbidden Knowledge Podcast Network will be live again, active again, starting next week. It's still live. It's still there. But being able to post and go live on it, I can't go live until next week. All right. You always know when you're doing something right when they try to stop you. When they come against you the hardest, when they come and fight you, when they attack, when they send you death threats and all this other kind of crazy stuff that I've been through, that's when you're doing something right. Don't stop. And I don't intend to stop at all. We got 5 YouTube accounts and we have our own TV network. On our streaming TV network, we can say whatever the hell we want to say and nobody can shut us down because it's ours. So if you don't have it, make sure you guys go and get the app, the Forbidden Knowledge TV app on your app store. There's 4,000 shows up there. 90% of that stuff is not on YouTube. So if you want to go see something, hear something, watch something, listen to something, learn something, we have everything from TV shows to documentaries to docuseries to movies to financial literacy shows and everything else, plus podcasts and everything else. There's a lot of content up there. So make sure you guys go and check it out, okay? Make sure you guys go and check it out. The Forbidden Knowledge TV app. We've got some free content for you so you can get your feet wet, taste it, see what's going on. And then we also have our subscription side, which is $8.88 a month to get access to a lot of highly produced content. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me go ahead and go take a quick peek over there for you guys real quick. Let me take you guys on a little journey over to Forbidden Knowledge TV before we get started with this talk tonight. Why not? 1 second. Let me go ahead and share my screen. All right. Let's see here. Okay, that's it there. Okay. Let me go back here. All right, now go back and share the screen. Excuse me, guys. A little congested today. All right, here we go. So this is the Forbidden Knowledge TV app. And I'm actually on the actual app right now. You can see I just did a great show with David Icke. The one with David Icke right here. Excuse me, sorry. The one with David Icke, it was banned from YouTube. Banned from YouTube, but you can watch it here, okay? You can watch all of it right here. It's all in here, guys. If I go back here, we've got a top trending show system. This top trending, it runs on an algorithm. So you have the one I did with David Icke, We Are Borg. Anunnaki is number 2. Compendium of the Emerald Tablets, number 3. The Forbidden Knowledge podcast, one of the amazing episodes there, is in number 4. And we just, it just keeps going. So it goes up all the way up to 10. You can keep scrolling. And you have your continued watching section, so you can see what I've been watching. Biohack. We even have clips and reels in here, just like you have on Instagram and you have on YouTube, shorts or whatever you want to call them. The Anunnaki series, which is fire. You can watch an entire season of Anunnaki right here on the Forbidden Knowledge TV app, okay? And yes, somebody said, are you still dropping music? Caleb said, are you still dropping music? Yes, still dropping music. I have a brand new album coming out very, very soon. And I'm collaborating with a couple of geniuses on this one. First of all, I'm collaborating with Dr. B Sirius, who's a phenomenal platinum producer. Some of the top rap artists, people don't know, Dr. B is the producer for them. And he's working on this huge, huge Michael Jackson project right now. Also, the producer for 21 Savage. I'm collabing with him on this album as well. So looking forward to collabing with him on this album. We've already got some stuff that we got cooking. Donnie Arcade. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming out. Got a brand new album coming out very, very soon. And all of our music is on the Forbidden Knowledge TV app, by the way. Okay. All the music's on there. Oops. Scroll down here. There's a lot of stuff in here, guys. There's so much in here. Make sure you get the app, install it, and start watching a lot of incredible content that you just can't find anywhere else on the Forbidden Knowledge TV app. All right. Movies and documentaries. Just so much in here. There's some music, our uncensored show that I do with my wife. A lot of content in here. So again, 4,000 episodes of content. Okay. 4,000. Well, I got to log in. So I'm not logged in right now, but yeah, go ahead and get the app, guys. Get an account on there and start watching a lot of great content. All right, where are we at now? Okay, we hit 1,000. Here we go. All right, time to start the show. It's time to start the show. All right, here we go. So tonight we're talking about why do ancient sites resemble motherboards, computer circuits. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let's take a quick look at Teotihuacan. That's interesting. That is Teotihuacan, located in Mexico, which is obviously not Mexico in ancient times, is Maya. And so in this area where the Maya used to live, they have this place where they have three pyramids, which are perfectly aligned with Orion's belt, just like the ones at Giza in Egypt. But you can also see that these really resemble a circuit board. Now, even where the schematic lines are on the board at the top, there are lines beneath the ground that connect these three structures together, as they have found shafts underneath Teotihuacan that connect all the pyramids together. These shafts, about 4 feet by 4 feet, they actually are lined with mica. Now, mica is hundreds of miles away from this area. They didn't have access to mica in ancient times locally. So they went through great lengths to get their hands on this mica, on this material. What is mica used for? Mica is an insulator. You can insulate energy or electricity or anything that you're trying to insulate from electromagnetic waves and frequencies. You use mica and it can help to hold it in, okay, to keep it flowing in a particular direction without it being lost due to friction. So why would these tunnels be lined with mica? And they interconnect the pyramids there at Teotihuacan. Now, circuit boards, same type of connections. Very interesting. If you look at the underground tunnels, or they're not really tunnels, they're shafts that connect the pyramids at Teotihuacan, again, it's even more like a computer circuit board. We're looking at giant pieces of technology. That's why. Like I always say, they're multifunctional stone computers. Okay? The architect, the master architect for Teotihuacan is known as Thoth, aka Hermes, aka Quetzalcoatl, aka Kukulkan, aka Viracocha, aka Wang Di, aka Hermes, aka Mercury, aka Odin, aka I could just keep going, right? This guy's got a lot of names across different regions of the world, different continents and so forth, and different areas that he engaged mankind. Same person though. Australia, Thothamabi, okay? First emperor of China, Wang Di, arrived on a flying dragon, taught for hundreds of years, enlightened the people and gave them civilization, then hopped on his flying dragon and got the hell out of there. Arrived in Maya on a flying dragon at Chichen Itza and Teotihuacan and built the entire civilization there. The Maya did not build Teotihuacan. The Maya did not build Chichen Itza. They did not build it. And this is actually mainstream knowledge. It's actually taught at universities in Mexico. If you get a homegrown Mexican guide, like I did, they will tell you that this is what they learned in school. And how they found this out was that the arrival of the Maya to the area, the time surpasses the time that the Teotihuacan structures and so forth were actually built. Very simple and very easy to figure out. So the Maya inherited what was already there. Then, much later, the Aztecs stumbled across that area and they inherited what was already there. The Aztecs were in a valley that was destroyed by a volcanic action. So a volcano erupted, destroyed their village within the valley in the shadow of that volcano. The ones who survived went on a trek looking for a new place to create a breakaway civilization. And they stumbled across Teotihuacan. And then they inherited what was already there. The Aztecs built nothing. Say that again. The Aztecs built nothing. That's mainstream knowledge. Okay. This is why when you learn about these Mayan and Aztec cultures and the ball court games that they would play and how they would then sacrifice the winner and rip his chest open and pull his heart out while it was still pumping, or take their enemies that they would catch and they would slice them open and rip their hearts out. Or if they felt like there wasn't enough rain, they would take virgin and throw them in a well. And you're going, wait a minute. These people are so sophisticated to build these ancient structures, but then they can't understand like throwing a virgin in a well isn't going to bring any rain. Something isn't adding up. In one moment, they are extremely barbaric, ripping out hearts out of their chest and slicing people's heads off in honor of the gods and in honor of the games. But the next minute, they can build these sophisticated structures with all these amazing star alignments. Something isn't adding up. My brain was telling me this. And so I was so fortunate to be able to get the right person when I got there to learn the truth about the area and why you can see the high tech along with barbarism. It's because the barbarians are just barbarians. They never built anything over there. They inherited it. Period. The same thing happened in other places around the world. That isn't the only site where there was an inheritance. Okay? That's not the only site. You get evidence of this as well in Egypt. So when I take people to Egypt, we explore this hypothesis and we come to a conclusion. When I show them the works of ancient Kemet, pre-dynastic era, long before it was called Egypt by the Greeks, pre-dynastic, you start to see as we go up the dynasties, going towards our current era, like moving forward in time, the construction techniques become more harsh and barbaric. The construction style and the alignments become more chaotic or non-existent. You start to see that what used to be megalithic, multi-ton blocks, and sometimes 800-ton, 1,000-ton blocks, are not being used to build the structures in the newer dynasties. They're cutting smaller blocks, or they're taking sandstone or limestone, and they're taking the actual crystal granite, but making it into like a mixture, and then they overlay it on top of softer stone to give it the illusion that it's a giant stone block of rose granite or diorite, but in actuality, it's only about maybe a few centimeters thick around the entire stone. The rest of it is a very soft, very light, easy to move stone. As you get to the higher dynasties, right, the newer dynasties, you discover that the knowledge of building these ancient sites and structures and the technology, gone. All they can do is their best to mimic it. You start to see columns at some of these temples in the newer dynasties where the columns are made by like 8 or 9 pieces. They're not one solid column going up into the sky. They got them cut and glued together like Legos because they can't make one giant column. They couldn't do it anymore. You find this in Cambodia. I've hiked 80 miles through the jungles of Cambodia to go to all the little ancient sites and temples within the area. 80 miles over the course of a week. And as you get to the temples that are, again, closer to our current era, the stones, some of them I can pick up myself. I can pick the stones up myself. I don't even need any help. But when I go to the more ancient temples, there's no way I could pick up not even one stone. The base stones probably weigh 1,000 tons at Angkor Wat. It's the same story everywhere you go. The king that took and put his name on Angkor Wat didn't build Angkor Wat. He was born too far ahead of the time it was built, and he only lived to about 45. Not enough time to do the elaborate work and build a site that literally challenges the building of the Great Pyramid. Literally. The moat around Angkor Wat, which I did the numbers myself when I was there in, that was November of 2023. I took people on a tour to Angkor Wat in Cambodia, myself and my wife. And we had a lecture. So when I take you guys on these tours, we have lectures and teaching sessions so we can learn more about what we're engulfed in, what we're researching, what we're looking at, what we're going to touch, what we're going to see, smell, and also the importance of it. So we met in the conference room at the hotel, and I did a lecture. I started doing some calculations based on the size of the moat that goes around Angkor Wat. Now, Angkor Wat is the largest temple complex in the world. The moat is massive and megalithic. It goes around. It's this water-filled moat to protect the actual temple from intruders and people looking to come and, of course, break in and maybe even take over the kingdom and everything else, right? Because the king lived there. So this moat is so massive. We took the size of the moat, calculated the depth, and then calculated how much soil or mud needed to be removed to create the actual moat. And then the calculations that it took to allow water to come down a mountain to fill the moat and keep it at a specific level of water, and also use that water to send out to fields for irrigation. It was a multifunctional moat, multi-purpose. Well, when we came down to the calculations for the moat itself, we discovered that more mass than the 2.3 million blocks of stone, more mass than the 2.3 million blocks of stone to build a Great Pyramid was removed to build a moat around Angkor Wat. So building just the moat alone, forget the structure, the moat alone is a greater accomplishment than building the Great Pyramid. They had to move more mass than the Great Pyramid itself. So there was no way that the king that put his name on it built that. He just put his name on something that was already there. He inherited it. That's the point I'm trying to make here. There's a lot of inheriting going on. You know, these names that are on the pyramids at Giza, Khafre and Menkaure and all that, they inherited those pyramids. They didn't build those things. They just put their name on them. When you go to the Valley of the Kings, I take people there every single year, we find out that some pharaohs steal other dead pharaohs, their tombs. If they like them, if they can find them and they're like, I love this tomb. This is really, I'm vibing with this, with these colors, or whatever they say. They just, I put my name on this. I'll take this from him. So they'll steal it. You see? This is what they do. There's a lot of inheriting going on in ancient times. A lot of people claiming things that they had nothing to do with. A new pharaoh will go into a temple that already existed and erase the previous cartouche of the previous pharaoh and put his cartouche all over and etch it into all the columns and stone everywhere. Yeah, this is mine now. I claim this. I did this. It's pretty standard in ancient times. They just take over and put their name on things and say they did it when they actually had nothing to do with it. I mean, zero. Okay? Absolute nothing. So, anyway, so the point I'm trying to make is, again, getting back to these ancient sites, we saw Teotihuacan, right? Here it goes. Looking like a computer circuit board, because why? It's multifunctional. Let's take a look at the pyramid at Giza. This is the Great Pyramid. Again, very similar to a computer circuit board or motherboard or microprocessor, depending on what you're looking for, technology-wise. Okay? Pretty crazy. We know that the Great Pyramid at Giza has interconnecting chambers that connect to many sites right there on the plateau. We know that now, of course, with the scan, that there is a megalithic underground structure with interconnecting tunnels and shafts and columns that go on for miles, like I've been saying for years, over 5 years. When I wrote this book, Compendium of the Emerald Tablets, in the book, I talk about the pyramids and I talk about Giza, and I actually show the structure. This is 5.5 years ago. These are columns going down beneath the pyramid. I say that they go on for miles. Then I have a quote in here from Herodotus who talks about the fact that he had seen what was underneath the pyramids, and he said it was so incredible that the pyramids meant nothing, and nothing that the Greeks built meant anything compared to what he saw underneath. the pyramids. So he had a chance to witness this with his own eyes and see it with his own eyes. But I wrote this 5.5 years ago with a rendering of these halls that go down, these columns that go down and create these halls underneath the pyramids at Giza. And I say in there that they go on for miles, and that's exactly what they do. Matter of fact, if you'd like to come and hang out with me in Egypt, we're taking people on another tour very, very soon. That's going to be October of this year, 2025. I'll drop the link for you in the live chat. If you're on x.com, you can go to the link in my bio and click on the Forbidden Tour of Egypt, and you can come and hang out with me and my wife in Egypt, and we'll have a great time. We spent a lot of time out there on the Giza Plateau, hanging out and showing you guys things that you'll never see on TV, you'll never see in the news. A lot of it is forbidden to take pictures of, so you can only see it with your own eyes. Okay, thank you, Praise 7. You can only see it with your own eyes. We will put you in tunnels and shafts and underground tubes with water used to run and all kind of crazy stuff. We'll take you 65 meters beneath the bedrock of the pyramid itself and let you go down there and experience hidden rooms and chambers that less than 1/10 of 1% of the world will ever see. Most of them don't even know it exists. Okay, check this out. It was probably part of the process, whatever it is. We're in the halls of Amenti, underground.
What is that?
My wife and 2 sons there.
How far down does it go?
Really far.
Are we going all the way down, Mom?
All the way down, all the way up, Gabe. All the way down, all the way up.
I'm scared.
You got this.
Okay. Just keep coming down.
Hold on, Justin, hold on a second so I can get you on film. The whole body. Justin coming down.
Anyway, we have a great time. Gabe went out there. He's coming again with us again this year. He's a great kid. Justin, I don't know if Justin can make it this year. He launched a brand new podcast studio in Fort Lauderdale, so he might be tied down. He's been working his butt off, getting new clients and everything else for his podcast studio. So shout out to Serenity Studios in Las Olas in Fort Lauderdale. If you want to get a great podcast studio, look for Serenity Studios in Fort Lauderdale. It's right in Las Olas, near the airport. Perfect location, great security, and a beautiful studio it is. So amazing. But yeah, so we're taking people again. I'll drop the link in the comments again, and it's also in the caption of this video. If you're on x.com, go to the link in my bio and make sure you guys register for the Forbidden Tour of Egypt. It's going to be an amazing, amazing, amazing tour. Once again, we never let you down. This tour is always every single tour. Everyone cries at some point. They cry, and that's a good thing. It's tears of joy. There's a lot of confirmation, the energy, a feeling of accomplishment. I mean, so many reasons why. Very spiritual journey for most people. There's so many reasons why people cry. When we go out there to Egypt. Okay, so many reasons. But we have a great time. We really have a great time going to these underground areas and really exploring. Right, just having a great time exploring and checking out what's down there. Okay, I'll show you another video shortly from down there. But I want to get back to the talk a little bit. Let me get back to, here goes another one. All right, so here is an image from Periopolis. Okay, Periopolis is in the Middle East. I believe it's Iran. And again, we see that these ancient sites, they have this resemblance to technology. And it makes you want to ask a question, right? Like, what is going on? Is it that it's something in our subconscious? Is it something in our DNA? Or is it the technique used to build these structures to allow them to function like a microprocessor or a circuit board or a motherboard? Are these like processing chips for motherboards or microchips that are connected directly to the earth itself. I'm hypothesizing. We're just asking questions. We don't know. But it's so crazy that these sites harnessed energy, used communication, and in a lot of ways sent or projected energy in particular directions, wireless and otherwise. Most of them are built on top of highly electromagnetic areas of the earth where Earth's magnetic field whips out of the earth. How did they know that it was even there? How did they calculate the location of Earth's magnetic field? And when you read a lot of the text about those ancient cities, you discover that all these incredible things were happening there, which would require some level of high technology. And then you go there and you see these sites and they're mind-blowing. And the stones are megalithic, and they've got sewers, and they've got running water. Or you can see that they had running water. You can see that they had a whole system to move water around the city. And they're like the ones that I saw, they had flushing toilets on the second and third floor. I mean, it's like, what? Who built this? Who gave the knowledge to build this? And why did it look like circuit boards? It's mind-boggling. I mean, I can go on site after site after site that really correlate or connect to what this microchip looked like. It could be something just in our subconscious that allows us to want to build like this, or could it be that these ancient gods of old that used to run and rule over these cities know something that we didn't know? Quite possible. Let's take another look. Here we have some of the ancient Mayan art versus microchips, okay? So as you look at the Mayan art, you start to realize that maybe they were trying to convey something to us. Maybe they saw something from these ancient gods and they tried to mimic it in their art, which usually happens in ancient cultures. They call them cargo cults. And so for them, maybe they were mimicking what they saw in their own art. And it's just now that we have these technologies that we have rediscovered that now we can finally say, oh, they were trying to show us that they had seen a microprocessor or a motherboard or a circuit board of some type. So they created it, they mimicked it in their art. It's quite possible. They call it cargo cults, okay? They call it cargo cults. And cargo cults can be found all over the world. Matter of fact, human civilization itself is a cargo cult. And what is a cargo cult? Well, if you research, and I've talked about this so many times over the years, but if you research the atolls, those are islands in the South Pacific. During the time of World War II and before, unfortunately, Americans wanted to go there and test bombs. So they said, you know, where can we test these bombs that we can blow them up and nobody can stop us? So they said, there's some remote islanders on these islands in the middle of nowhere. We can just go and blow that place up, because what are they going to do? They can't stop us. So they loaded up all their machinery and equipment. They loaded up their bombs and they hopped on their planes and they flew out to the atolls. And the actual islanders had never seen any outsiders up to that point. They only knew about their own tribes, and that literally was it. When they saw these airplanes and they saw these boats coming ashore and they saw these jeeps and they saw all this equipment and these supplies that they were bringing out of these coolers, they instantaneously proclaimed that these people were gods, because everything looked like magic to them. When a more advanced culture engages a less advanced culture, the less advanced culture will deify them. And that's what religion is really all about. People that actually say in the text, I'm not of this world, isn't that what the text says? And then they come and engage mankind, and mankind goes, oh my God, that's a God, that's the creator. Exactly what happens. exactly what happens and exactly what happened. And we ourselves have become a fractal of that in going to these remote cultures. Do you know that those islanders literally tattooed USA on their chest? I've shown this in videos. They tattooed USA on their chest. They went and got sticks and reeds and put them together to look like machine guns. And they would march around their island like they were military troops in honor of the gods. They cleared out an area that looked like a runway to them. They cleared it out, made a runway, and they made a plane out of sticks and reeds and branches and to honor the gods. And then they would sit along this fake runway for hours looking up at the sky, waiting for the sky gods to return and bring them more cans of Spam. That's how powerful it is when a more advanced culture engages a less advanced culture. This is why there's something called a prime directive. And you mostly hear that prime directive statement utilized in the TV series Star Trek or the movies by Star Trek, where when they meet a civilization or engage a civilization that has not achieved warp drive, they can't make themselves known because they are aware that their knowledge of them alone will alter that civilization and alter that culture's belief systems for eons. So they have a prime directive, and I believe that there is still a prime directive, I think that that's a real rule that has been broken. And why do I say that? Well, when you read the Sumerian tablets, you see in this one section where I don't know if it was Enki or Ninhursag, I can't remember the exact one, but they had proclaimed that what they had done here was so wrong. In other words, engaging mankind in the way that they did, making us into slaves, according to the Epic of Atrahasis. What they said was, what they had done here was so wrong that they would have to answer to the creator of all. So even they knew that there was a real God, that they weren't gods. They knew that they had broken the prime directive. I get that just by reading that statement. They knew they had broken the prime directive. They had engaged mankind in a way that was against the code, and that what they had done here, like the Wild Wild West, was something that they'd have to answer to one day, according to them, not according to me. You see? Crazy. So these cultures were engaged by advanced beings. These cities were laid out by advanced beings. There's text that, Enlil is showing his sister on a crystal tablet the layout and his plans to build future cities on Earth. And he says in this text that this layout and this floor plan for these cities is going to last for all time. And it has. That layout that he built, which is this computer circuit board looking structure city, has lasted for all time. It's still the way we design cities today. This was thousands and thousands of years ago. The purpose of these cities now for us is just superficial, to just interconnect us, electricity and gas and water and so forth, utilities. But for them, it was much more than utilities. I believe it was much more than that. There was something else going on with the way they moved and used energy that we still can't comprehend till this very day. And I also believe a lot of that energy that they were harnessing and using had to do with life extension. In some way, they were extending their lives with that energy. Even when you read the biblical text, you discover that human beings, regular old-fashioned people like us, were living for hundreds of years, sometime over 1,000. Regular old Homo sapiens. I believe it had something to do with the energy and the way these cities were laid out and designed, and the people who lived inside of them in some way were benefiting health-wise and extending their lives from this energy. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. It's just an hypothesis. I could be wrong. But that's just how I feel. The more I look into it, the more I research it, it just seems like they really harnessed this for life extension and many other things, because everything that they did with these cities was multifunctional. The Great Pyramid is a multifunctional stone computer. We know that. And I'm going to do another video tomorrow on the Great Pyramid and the Giza Plateau. And I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind as I show you that the Giza Plateau is really a star map, the whole plateau. And I'm going to show you how it's so accurate that it matches the star map at the space agencies. You'll see that tomorrow, okay? I promise you. I promise you I'm going live tomorrow with that information. Amelia Lopez is giving fake links inside the live chat, okay? So if you see any links from anybody that says join Billy Carson's investment group, just ignore them, okay? I'm going to start making videos on these scammers, by the way, and all the scams that are out there, because I think the only reason why they can keep posting these things and saying these things is people must be falling for it. So I'm going to start making videos about the scams. You know, if you see somebody replies to your comment, hey, DM me, or this is Billy Carson's backup account. I don't have backup accounts, not like that. All of my accounts are verified accounts with literally thousands or sometimes hundreds of thousands of followers. All of my Instagram accounts are verified. All of my Facebook pages are verified. YouTube accounts are verified. They have high numbers. I'm not going to reply to you and tell you to send me a WhatsApp message on a comment from YouTube. It's just not going to happen. And if some random name person says they work for me, then they don't. Okay, stop falling for these scammers in the comments. And you say it, you write a comment to me, and somebody comes behind and replies to you, hey, send me a DM. I mean, just ignore them. Block them is the best thing. Even block them, okay? Because you know that they're fake. There's no way I'm going to send you a DM saying, hey, what's going on? Well, you want to talk? I just don't have time for that. I'd love to be able to do that. I wish I had that kind of time. But I don't have that kind of time. I'm not going to start randomly contacting you guys and saying, hey, let's have a conversation. It's just not going to happen. Okay. I know some people are lonely and they really want to talk to somebody, but you know, it's not going to be me. Okay. It's not going to be me. So just be careful of the scams. Be careful of the scammers that are out there. Look out for these scammers because they're out there really, really trying to rip people off who they feel are vulnerable, lonely. Maybe, you know, they feel like they're, they really want to talk to me or, you know, which is what it really is. So they give them a little bit of hope that they're actually going to really talk to me. And then they take advantage of you. So be careful of those. Okay. That's enough. I just wanted to drop in and say that because I'm just, you know, I have been contacted by a few people that fell for the scams. One lady sent $250,000 to somebody who left a comment like that person just left in the live chat a minute ago. I said, ma'am, let me ask you a question. In order to get $250,000 to actually be able to send somewhere, you have to have financial literacy. So I said, if you don't mind me asking, how in the world did you get this money and then send it like that? And she said it was her divorce settlement. So that telling me she was just a housewife, didn't know anything about money or finances at all. Got $250,000 in settlement from her divorce. And somebody scammed her and she sent the whole check out. All right. So, you know, yeah. There you go. Ashley, very, very good follower here. Very good leader, I should say here. Ashley Nicole Long, always very supportive, says, Billy, they also use your voice on YouTube and Facebook to sell products. Yes, they do. Thank you for saying that. I don't sell products on clips and reels. Not like that. If it's my own products, yeah. But there's people out there selling health products on TikTok, and I've contacted Shopify and I contacted Linktree and said, hey man, these people they got a video of me saying something in a podcast, but what the words are saying is AI, and my mouth doesn't match the words. And they're using me to endorse their products. I don't even know if their products work or if they're going to make anybody sick or anything. So guys, if it's not forbiddenknowledge.com or forbiddenknowledge.tv, I don't know anything about those products. Or consciousawards.com, which is our Conscious Awards website for registering for the award show. I mean, outside of that, I don't know who these people are. Okay. If there's somebody telling you some kind of special blended plant medicine, I don't know anything about that stuff. Okay. Listen to the voice. You can start to clearly hear that it's AI. It's not really me. And then look at my mouth. My mouth don't match the words. Okay. I'm sitting on Sean Ryan's show, or I'm sitting on Joe Rogan. That's the clips I saw recently. And they have me saying something about somebody's toothpaste or something. I mean, I'm not talking about toothpaste on Joe Rogan. I mean, come on. All right. Anyway, that's enough. I just want to get that in there. It's just getting sickening. And they can only keep doing it if it's working. I mean, if it doesn't work anymore, they got to stop because they have to find a way to make money, right? All right, cool. Anyway, here's a picture of me teaching here in front. I think we're on, where are we here? We are at the Temple of Horus, I believe. Okay. And here's a picture of me in the shaft. We take people down these amazing shafts and go visit these amazing places inside these structures. If you're claustrophobic, you know, you might be a little, you know, maybe you don't want to go in some of these, but I'm 6'4", and you can see there, I'm fitting pretty decently. It's not too bad. All right. So we have a lot of great fun. All right. Law of Padre says, I believe stargates are related to false doors. The Egyptologist term when they, yes. So yes, Law of Padre, these false doors are definitely 100% stargates. They're called Sabas, S-A-B-A, Sabas. And so these Sabas, according to the ancient Egyptians, were these gates that the gods would walk through. They would have a jed pillar ankh. So they would have an ankh, and inside the ankh, the open area of the ankh, was a jed, which looks like a Tesla coil. Now, it said that that would resonate with the body. So what they're saying is that jed and that ankh had a resonant frequency of the owner of that device. That device was the actual key to walk through the gate. You couldn't walk through the gate unless your frequency was programmed into the gate. That's how they kept everyone out. No frequency match, no entrance into the gate. You're walking into a stone wall. Only the people that had the right frequency and the right key can walk through the gate. I went to Tula, Mexico, and Tula, Mexico is an amazing place because they have the Pyramid of Kukulkan there, the second one, with the Toltecs on top, protecting it, right? The megalithic Toltecs. And in back of the pyramid, there's an entrance where Thoth himself would live from time to time. He would actually stay there and inhabit there amongst the people. This is according to the actual locals that are there. And then in the back, he has the false door and they all have a little notch in them. And that's where somehow, some way they use that to insert something there, and that's when they walk through the wall. And they say that he would vanish from the false door, and he would come back sometimes decades later. Okay, decades. Dude, the moment I heard the pillars are under the pyramid, I pictured being a giant computer chip and Earth as a motherboard. You got that right, Dread Sensei. You got it right, Dread Sensei. Got it right. That's a fact, in my opinion. In my opinion, I believe it 100%. Okay, 100%. And everything that we've talked about, everything that we've written about in this book, which they tried to say is not real, is turning out to be real. And look what I have in this book 5.5 years ago. There goes the circuit boards. They were in the book. This book is 5.5 years old. Okay. They're in the book. I forgot this was in here. I just randomly opened to this page. I just forgot that this was in here on page 24. Crazy. And this is what we're talking about tonight. There's a picture of me here at Teotihuacan standing at the top of the Pyramid of the Moon with the Pyramid of the Sun behind me. I go to these places in real life. I don't just talk about them. And when they talk about, you know, has anybody ever seen these emerald tablets? Well, there's a lot of evidence for that. I did a great video with Knights Templar, a real Knights Templar, Timothy Hogan, on the Forbidden Knowledge Podcast Network. You can go watch those videos. Timothy Hogan and Billy Carson. But let's just take a look. The Queen of Sheba had her hands on these. According to DJ Conway in Crystal Enchantment, the Queen of Sheba knew about the original Emerald Tablet of Thoth. The Queen of Sheba is a figure first mentioned in the Hebrew Bible. She introduced Solomon to the great mines of Africa, including extensive emerald mines. Their story has been elaborated on and expanded over many years by Jewish and Islamic peoples and Ethiopian cultures, and has become one of the most popular legends in the ancient Near East. Pythagoras, you might have heard of Pythagoras. You ever heard of the Pythagorean theorem? Followers of Pythagoras accepted as law any decisions communicated by him and honored him as an emissary from Zeus, which is Enki. Pythagoras is famous for his teaching of the transmigration of souls, which states that every soul is immortal and upon death enters a new body. Ooh, reincarnation. It says that in the Bible, by the way. In the Bible, in the book of Revelations, it says, guess what the Bible says? It says, when you die, you will get a new body and a new name, for you will not be another person without a body and a name. You will get a new name and a new body. It says that in the Bible. Look it up. Wow. He says he is also credited with developing Musica Universalis, which is a state of the planets, with the state that the planets move according to mathematical equations and thus resonate to produce an inaudible symphony of music, which they just discovered recently when they scanned the planets, that the planets and the sun all give off music, a sound, notes. And even though space can't carry these frequencies, they were able to tap into the frequency specifically, and then a computer can create the sound. So we can hear the sound of the symphony of the planets. The planets sound like they're communicating with each other. And so Pythagoras had his hands on the Emerald Tablets and did a translation as well. Copernicus and Sir Isaac Newton. It's in the book. In the ancient world, there was a widespread belief in the existence of exalted knowledge that was accessible only to initiated people. That's right. Only the adept initiates are allowed to get this knowledge. Hand-picked people, by definition, conveyed a sense of awe. The fundamental nature of their illuminated teaching deals with the transcendent realm. The great teachers of history, such as Socrates, Pythagoras, Aristotle, Virgil, Homer, Apollonius of Tyana, were all initiates in the ancient sacred mysteries. They all knew the secret knowledge. Other initiates include Plato, Plutarch, Celsus, Clement of Alexandria, Plotinus, who else? And on making an almost inexhaustible list, both Plotinus and Plato explained the divine visions of the mysteries of a secret science sought by many, known only to a few. Ancient Egyptian priests often referred to a secret science known to them as, it was so formidable that the power they taught is to no one. I'm sorry, it says that, I don't have my glasses on today. So formidable, its power they taught it to, is so formidable in their power that it was taught to no one and had not been firstly prepared or tested or accepted. And these people had their hands on the tablets and wrote their own translation of the tablets as well. Manetho and early church fathers, I can go into that. They had their hands on the tablet. St. Thomas of Aquinas, Sir Isaac Newton, Philip of Tripoli, Roger Bacon, famous author, Professor Carl Jung. You ever heard of Carl Jung? Carl Jung? It's all in here, guys. All of it. My eyes are starting to hurt, so I can't read anymore. I couldn't find my glasses before I got on live. Unfortunately, I need glasses now. This eye has been acting up since I got injured. So anyway, the point I'm making is a lot of people have had their hands on this information over thousands of years. And it's a time capsule of knowledge, a time capsule that was meant for us to decode here, today, and now. Okay? It's for us. Matter of fact, let me look up the final words of Hermes. Let me read something to you. Let me read something to you. Okay, check this out. These are the final words of Hermes Trismegistus, and I can summarize the quote, but I want to give you the exact quote. Okay, I want to give you the exact quote because it's very powerful. Let's see here. The last words of the thrice great Hermes Trismegistus, also known as Thoth, also known as Jehuti, Tehuti. I mean, the names go on and on and on. It says, wise words, although written by my decaying hand, remain imperishable through time, imbued with the medicine of immortality by the All-Master. Be unseen and undiscovered by all those who will come and go, wandering the wastelands of life. Be hidden until an older heaven births human beings who are worthy of your wisdom. He's talking about us. We are under the new heaven. We are entered into the age of Aquarius. We are the human beings that are just now born and that finally are worthy of the wisdom. And so the wisdom now is being revealed to us on a day by day, on a moment by moment basis even. The wisdom is being revealed to us. There are people wandering the wastelands of life. These are the NPCs, the non-player characters, running off of programming code from generation to generation. Waking up, eat, sleep, work, die, do it again. Wandering the wastelands of life. We are the ones finally, not afraid to ask more questions, to dig deeper, not afraid to be ridiculed or challenged, not afraid to be out here going around researching and getting our hands dirty to figure out what the hell's going on out here and what's happened, not afraid to challenge the government and officials. We're the ones not afraid to go research this ancient knowledge and material and find out how we can get more enlightened by it. And we're also not afraid to get this wisdom, but also more importantly, act on the wisdom, because knowledge is not power. It's the application of knowledge that's power. And we're the ones finally able to not only get the knowledge, but to actually apply it for the very first time in eons. We are the new human beings born under the new heaven that can make a change in this world right now, in our lives and in everyone's life at this exact moment. That's us. We're the ones. We are the ones. Yeah, so when you see those old movies, you know, the one, he is the one, Neo was the one, we are all the one. And there's only one. And it's all of us. Because there's only one mind that actually exists. We're the only ones that are aware of this. And because of this, we have access to the power that's within the one, the power that's there for everyone, but they are unaware of it. They can't sense it. They can't tap into it. It eludes them. But it doesn't elude us. This is the time. This is the place. This is the greatest time to be alive right now. It's not the end. This is the beginning. All right. Hey, y'all, thanks for hopping on this pop-up podcast with me tonight. Hope you had a great time talking. I'm going to come back again tomorrow, and I'm going to show you what's going on with the Giza star map. Okay, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to show you something that's going to blow you away. I'm going to download actual graphs from the space agencies, and I'm going to show you what's going on at Giza and why it's laid out in that particular format. It's going to be a great talk tomorrow, all right? Guys, make sure you register for the Forbidden Tour of Egypt immediately. There's only a few spots left. I just dropped the link again. Okay, if you want to come out to Giza and go out to Luxor, sail down the Nile, go to the Temple of Hathor at Dendera, go to the Temple of Abydos and see the technology in the hieroglyphs, the helicopter, the tank, the submarine and all that, right? The airplane. If you want to see this stuff in person with your own eyes and touch it with your own hands, you have to come on the Forbidden Tour. We do private visits at these sites. That means that most of the sites we go to, there's no tourists there. All the food's included. We stay in luxury hotels, 4 seasons for the 4. All right, the ship we get on is new. It's very good and clean. Chefs are handpicked. The food is handpicked. You're fed like you wouldn't believe. You're going to have enough calories to burn because we're going to make sure your stomach is always full. The tour buses, the transportation, the VIP pickup at the airport, the whole works. The airline flights in Egypt, back and forth, because Egypt is people forget, Egypt is a country. It's not a city. Egypt is a country inside of Africa, okay? So people tend to not realize how big a country can be. So, you know, when I say we're going to go to Luxor, it's like saying I'm in Miami and I need to go to New York. Well, I'm not just going to hop in my car and drive to New York. Not, you know, it's going to take me 24 hours if I don't stop. Same exact thing in Egypt. So yeah, we hop on a plane, we go from Cairo to Luxor. Got to hop on a plane and fly for a little while because we're flying over a country, not a city. Okay, Egypt is a country in Africa. It's not in the Middle East. It's in Africa, and it's perfectly safe. Everywhere we go, we have armed guards just for our protection. We have police escorts or military escorts, armed. And on each one of our tour buses, we have an armed guard from the government, just in case. But we've never had to worry about anything. Everything's always great, okay? But we do that just in case. You just never know, whatever. But we do have security. It's paid for in advance, and it's all part of the tour. And again, nobody's trying to blow up the desert, okay? Something you don't have to worry about. But anyway, thanks for hanging out tonight. I'll drop the link one more time in the live chat. I also have a free workshop coming up. The link to the free workshop is in the caption of this video. It's a 5-hour workshop coming up this month, 5 hours. If you want to be a part of that workshop, make sure you sign up and register ASAP for that workshop. And also you can buy shares of Forbidden Knowledge. The link is in the caption of this video. I will drop it in the live chat real quick. You can actually become a shareholder of Forbidden Knowledge, and you can actually own yourself some shares of the company. All right. And you can read all the information on our invest page and research it, look it up, and find out if you would like to become an investor of Forbidden Knowledge. I just dropped a link in the live chat. Round 4 is going to be closing soon, so make sure you guys click that link and register for round 4 so you can actually get in at the price that the shares are right now, okay? So click that link and check it out. Anyway, guys, I'll be back tomorrow, all right? Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Peace. We all have one question. Who are the Anunnaki?
The Anunnaki is arguably one of the greatest mysteries of our ancient history and our past.
We have to ask, who were the gods? The gods were extraterrestrials.
Join me in this grand odyssey and discovery as we seek to uncover the hidden truths of the Anunnaki.
By studying the Anunnaki, we truly unlock the secrets within ourselves at the same time.
We are the offsprings of extraterrestrials, and that's not coincidence.